So Sonny and Carly once again show that they're not real parents, and we have a surprising exit on General Hospital. This is the Port Charles Podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Port Charles Podcast. This is Eric, your host for the show. And today is Monday, December 19th. We've got a recap of today's show real quick. And also a surprising cast member is leaving General Hospital. Now, I'm going to kind of save that for a little bit later. But for right now, I just want to say on today's show, I have to start out again. This is General Hospital from a guy's perspective. So this whole opening scene with Chase at the boxing gym and the workout. Look, can I ask for the same to either be done with Elizabeth, Maxie, or Willow? I mean, I'm just asking, right? I'm just a guy watching the show. I need a little something too, right? Like you ladies, you get Chase. That's all good and well. Can a guy get something for him out of this show? Like just a little bit, right? Like let's bring in the male viewing audience to this show. Give me Elizabeth, give me Maxie, give me Willow. That same type of scene. I'm a happy guy. I mean, after all, we're equality, right? So, anyways, I love how Elizabeth runs into Nicholas. And Nicholas is immediately, are you going to turn me into the cops? Like, hi, Elizabeth. How are you today? What's going on with you? Nothing. Just, hey, are you going to turn me in? I just think that's kind of weird between two people who are supposed to be friends. I mean, I realize Nicholas is in a panic, but, like, no pleasantries, no anything, right? Like, we're just gonna jump straight into it, I guess. So I just found that was kind of weird. Something else I thought was weird, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I thought when Rory went into the apartment where he got killed, didn't he shoot the person who attacked him? I could have swore that he got attacked, he shot somebody, because when Dante came in, I thought there was a body on the floor, and then Rory comes out from the back. And I thought that we were under the assumption that that was the hook killer. So if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and then this all makes sense. But I thought he had shot the person who attacked him with the hook. And if so, why is everybody still worried about the hook killer? I mean, this kind of makes me think that, okay, maybe I am wrong. Maybe that wasn't the hook killer. So then what did I see? I mean, am I the only one who thought that Rory had shot the person who attacked him with a hook? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's why everybody's still freaked out about it, because if he did shoot the person that attacked him with the hook, then you would just naturally assume that was the hook killer, and then you wouldn't still be so petrified about everything. Now, kind of switching gears here, I'm going to jump to Michael and Willow. And there was a line that was said in the episode, and it made me cringe as soon as I heard it. And they're talking about Willow, her birth mother being dead, whatever. And Michael makes the statement of, well, how about I share my mother with you? And which is fine on the surface. Like, if you don't realize anything nefarious is going on with Carly, which there's usually always something nefarious going on with Carly. But from Michael and Willow's perspective, that seems like a very innocent and a very sweet gesture. But, oh, Michael, You're going to regret that offer. That's all I have to say. You are going to 100% regret offering up Carly to Willow once everything kind of you know comes out in the forefront. And speaking of Carly, her and Sonny, I have to ask. Look, I'm a parent. Okay, I have two daughters. Love my daughters to death. Very protective of my daughters, and I probably always will be. To me, that's what a loving and caring father should be. They should be very protective of their little girls. That's their babies. That's their baby girls. You know, as parents, and even Sonny to an extent, like you're not Jocelyn's father. You've been her stepdad for a really long time and really kind of been, the biggest father figure that she's had. Carly, you definitely know what's going on between Joss and Dex. Sonny, you know what's going on between Joss and Dex, and you've told Dex to stay the hell away from her. Why in God's name would you leave these two alone in your house? Why would you say, okay, Dex, you stay here alone with this girl to protect her? And even Carly on the way out goes, basically that's what I'm afraid of. When Dex says, hey, I'll keep an eye on her. And Carly says, that's what I'm afraid of. Well, if you're so afraid of it, why are you leaving these two alone? What do you think is going to happen once you walk out that door between these two? And again, to me, why does nobody ever say, hey, Joss, aren't you still with Cameron? Shouldn't you either break up with him or, I don't know, kind of figure this stuff out with what's going on with Dex? I just found that really odd as a father to go, granted, she's above 18. She's an adult. She can make her own decisions. Still, as a father, I would not have said, okay, I'm going to leave you alone in my house with this guy. It's not going to happen. Sorry. Whether you're 18, 19, 20, I don't care. I'm not going to do it when especially like from Sonny, when you've told Dex stay the hell away from her, and then it's like, oh, okay, sure. Just hang out here, watch her. It's just you two in the house alone, right? Okay, cool. Nothing's going to happen. We got things to do. That just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Could be just me. Maybe I'm just an overprotective father, but I just found that really strange from both Sonny and Carly that they would just be okay with leaving those two in the house together. I'm digging the fact that the real Ava Jerome is back. Is anybody else kind of digging this? I feel like she's been so boring almost ever since she's kind of stopped being part of the Jerome crime family. And she's just been this art dealer, and she's a mom, which, she's only kind of half-assed a mom as far as the story goes. I dig this kind of ruthless Ava. I feel like the original Ava is back, and I'm loving it. And again, I know down the line she's either going to do something she'll regret, or she'll realize I was wrong and, oh my God, I can't believe I felt that way. I don't know how to feel either way right now, but I'm actually enjoying watching Ava now. I've gotten to the point where I enjoy watching the real Ava come out, and not this kind of watered down, just vanilla, boring Ava that we've been seeing for so long. And on another note, I'm going to talk about Nina. I wasn't real entertained with the whole her conversation with Phyllis, but I will say this. The more Nina talks about how happy she is and how great her life is, the more I get the sense something bad is on the horizon. It's just soap opera writing 101. It's kind of like the foreshadowing. Everything is great. Everything is perfect. I'm so happy. That's not going to last. that the rug is about to get pulled out from underneath the character once they start talking about how happy they are and how perfect everything is. So I kind of wonder, like, what's on the horizon. Nina's not really doing anything except being with Sonny. So I don't know. Maybe there's already going to be a crack in the armor with them two. I'm not sure. We'll just have to see how this plays out. But again, Spidey senses are tingling a little bit when somebody tells you, goes on and on about how happy they are, or about how great a situation is, or how they're trying to cover something up and how perfect it's going. You just know something is going to come along to change that. And on one final note, and then I'm going to get to the latest news that I've got. I like that Drew is smarter than a soap character. And what I mean by that is so many times you'll see soap characters get told something and they just accept it at face value and they never question it. Drew is sitting here thinking, wait a minute. I'm talking to people. I'm putting the numbers together. The pieces are going together, but this picture doesn't make sense now. The more I think about it and the more I talk about it, the more this stuff with Willow's mom just doesn't add up. And I like that. It's refreshing to see that there is some intelligence in a soap opera character. Will it last? I hope so. Hopefully Drew will be able to outsmart Carly through this whole process. Carly has a lot of practice being deceptive, but she also has a lot of practice having her cover-ups blow up in her face. So there's hope for Drew. I'm never really, I still can't fully embrace the actor change. And that has nothing to do with the actor. Again, I've said before in previous episodes, if I don't embrace, it's kind of like Nicholas. Marcus Coloma is a great actor. Great actor. Dig him as an actor. Hard for me to embrace him as Nicholas. And that's no slight against him. That's just the character. Again, I spent years watching Tyler Christopher in that role. It's just hard to see anybody else in that role other than him. It's hard to see anybody but Billy Miller as Drew. Hopefully in time, I'll come around. I mean, granted, I came around to Maxie. Kirsten Storms wasn't always Maxie, but I embraced that very quickly. Now, granted, totally different situation because I absolutely love me some Kirsten Storms. Love her so much. But I'm just, I don't know. There's just something about this new Drew that just, it's not clicking with me yet. Okay, I'm still open-minded. I'm not shutting it down. I'm not saying I hate the character. I hate the portrayal. I don't. I do not dislike it one bit. It's just not clicking with me yet, if that makes sense. And if any of you are kind of feel the same way, even if it's not about Drew, if it's about somebody else, if you're a long-time viewer, like, how do you feel about the person playing Victor Cassadine? I never got to see any other version other than the man playing him now, and I like the way he's playing the character, so I don't have that reference point. But in this case, I do, so it's just, I'm just not fully embraced with the Drew character yet. But I like this. I like the fact that he is smarter than a soap character because it gives me hope that, okay, I think the actor is a really good actor. I have seen him in other stuff. I believe he's a really good actor. So I have hope. I have hope for the Drew character going forward. So that is my recap. I do have a little bit of news. And this is coming out of the site soapsssheknows.com. And this was reported on by Amy Mistretta and Richard Sims. And I hope I said those names right. General Hospital. Okay. And first, let me just say this. This is a spoiler. So if you are not into spoilers or actors that are coming and going, now would probably be the time to go ahead and click off. Stop the play of this. No hurt feelings. There's so many people out there who don't want to know spoilers, who don't want to know who's coming or going, and I totally respect that. That's why I want to give you this disclaimer now. So, General Hospital's Marcus Coloma out. Will Nicholas be recast or... So apparently Marcus Coloma is out as Nicholas Cassadine. According to the site, after several weeks of whispers and rumors about the fate of General Hospital's Marcus Coloma, the folks at Daytime Confidential are now reporting that the actor is out as Nicholas. And it sounds as if his exit wasn't necessarily a smooth one. According to the site, and this is just rumor and innuendo, the actor declined to film his final scenes after learning he'd been let go. Okay, let me just stop there for a second. I find that hard to believe, even if an actor is being let go, that sounds very childish. That sounds like he found out he's being fired, basically, and he's now throwing a temper tantrum and refusing to film his final scenes. I find that a little hard to believe. I just don't think Marcus or any other actor like that would react that way. Like, yes, it sucks. Yes, it's horrible when anybody loses their job. And as I've said before, as much as his portrayal of Nicholas hasn't clicked with me, as I just got done saying, I never want anyone to ever lose their job. Because now, if this is true, that Marcus Coloma is out, this man has just lost his job. He has lost the ability to put food on his family's table. I don't ever want that for anyone. Like, I will live with somebody portraying a character I may not like, or I may not like their portrayal of that character, but I would never want them to lose that job. They earned that job. They're doing the best they can, working as hard as they can, doing the best with what they're given, and I fully respect that 100%. So I find this a little hard to believe that somehow Coloma just threw this temper tantrum and said, screw it, I refuse to film my scenes. That's very unprofessional, and that's never going to get you that next job. And I doubt an actor would really do that unless there is something that just absolutely happened and there's bad blood there. This could be true. I don't know, but it sounds a little fishy to me. So going on, Soap Opera Digest confirms the news. Okay, so it is confirmed that he is out of General Hospital. I'm not sure if they're confirming that he is refusing to film his final scenes. And while there has been no word on whether Nicholas will be recast, the wording of a statement from the folks at General Hospital might offer a clue. According to Soap Opera Digest, the show specifically says Marcus Coloma will no longer be playing the part. Does this mean that perhaps someone else will be stepping in once the actor's final episode airs sometime in late January? Okay, so that does sound like that the character will continue, but Marcus will not. I believe it also says in here that, let's see. No, okay. So he joined General Hospital on October 31st, 2019. And I believe a lot of times when people sign contracts for shows like this, that they sign 3-year deals. So it could have just been his contract was up, they weren't renewing it, they want to go in a different direction with the character, and that's all there is to it. So to me, it definitely, that makes it harder for me to believe that he's just throwing a tantrum and refusing to film his final scenes. His contract is up. I mean, here we are in December, and his contract, if the 3-year deal is correct, his contract is just up. So, it goes into kind of the history when he showed up, Let's see. Okay, so it kind of just goes into the storylines. Okay, no word on whether the part will be recast or Nicholas might find himself leaving Port Charles, dead or alive. This news comes on the heels of Adam Huss having been tapped several times over the past year to temporarily fill in for Coloma. So, folks, Marcus Coloma is out. Not sure what they're going to do with Nicholas. Personally, based on the way everything is going, I could definitely see Nicholas being arrested and sent away for a while for kidnapping Esme. So that could be a good way to kind of write them off. And months down the road, bring Nicholas back with a different actor playing the part. I could absolutely see that. I do know that Tyler Christopher, the original Nicholas, has in the past basically said, I'm willing to come back. All it takes is a phone call. Call me, we'll work something out. I'd come back and play the part again. So maybe Tyler comes back. Maybe Adam Huss, who has filled in and done a pretty decent job while filling in, will get tapped and signed on to play the role. Maybe they've just seen, him kind of fit better in that role during his temporary fill-ins. I don't know. It's too early to say. This just came out today, so not sure where they're going to go, but that's what we have right now. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in. Catch me tomorrow, Tuesday, December 20th. We're going to hit the recap. It's going to be a lot shorter, hopefully, of an episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you all later. This is the Port Charles Podcast.